Welcome to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant. We're broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena, and welcome to the Esports Tower Rumble Valorant Rumble. Tonight we will wrap up our Week 4 Winter Rumble and say goodbye to the Drought, as this is their last Esports Tower Rumble. The Drought are 2 times champions in the winter. Can they leave on top? Let's find out. I'm your host, Brandon Red Hot's Koziancic, and joining me to call the action today is Greg Old Soul Smith. And Greg, I just kind of want to get a couple opinions on you in terms of like what you're thinking about like the current agent choice, and do you think that now there's kind of time has lapsed? Do you think that Chamber will maybe be kind of in part of that rotation, or any new agents that you'd like to see as well?
Yeah, I think Chamber's a good point to bring up. I really think we'll see a lot more Chamber, especially that we've been seeing him picked a little bit more frequently. Just kind of getting that econ boost from his weapons and just really utilizable anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's really cool to see kind of his Sheriff eco that we've seen a lot, especially that first round where we've seen kind of just buy those 4 bullets and obviously hold those long corners that you would with an op or a marshal and stuff like that. And it's also a really good just bonus round because you can just buy like 8 bullets and there you go. You have basically an essential cross-map marshal for cheaper. So I think it's all good. We can look at the bracket here. We can see kind of the landslides, how they're by. They beat the Eruptions to get to the grand finals. So landslides are back for the first time. And then today our first match will be the Infernos and Droughts, which the winner will obviously play the landslides. And this is, as we said earlier, this is the Droughts' last Rumble. If they can end on top, obviously that's really cool. But they've played really well so far. The one thing is Neon has also been out for about a month now, so that's we kind of talk about those agent picks and stuff like that. Maybe maybe a Neon today, you never know, stuff like that.
You never know.
And so I'm really excited to kind of see that going and stuff like that. I think these Infernos have obviously been playing pretty well, so I think those have been pretty good. Get to the Doc's keys to the game, which in Valorant you want to flank efficiently, spend and peek wisely, diminish their econ and loot, and dominate angles. These are presented today by Esports Tower. Scroll Pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Thank you, Esports Tower. And this match we will actually be going in at halftime, so it'll be 8-4. So basically, we've kind of got these teams that'll be back and forth. It'll be pretty fun to kind of see at this. It is going to be on the map Ascent. I really like Ascent. What are your kind of thoughts on Ascent?
I don't know. I don't ever really like playing Ascent just because mid control is so important, and I'm usually an initiator. But it really is a good map, and we see it picked pretty often in pro play. Yeah,
absolutely. I think it's pretty fun because I think a lot of teams kind of play this differently, and they kind of approach offense and defense kind of as a team differently. Sometimes we kind of see those hard forces A or B, or sometimes we see like a lot of kind of fan out, play standard, play slow. So it's pretty interesting to kind of see. By the way, the Droughts are leading 8-4 for this half, just to let everyone know. The winner obviously will play the landslides in our grand finals, but like I said, I think this is a very fun map, and I obviously want to see the agents as well. I think, like we said, I kind of like that agent diversity. This is the old patch as well, so the changes to Brimstone, Omen, and stuff like that, and Astra as well have not fully hit yet, so I could obviously see Astra still being picked basically 100% of the time.
Yep, Astra, Sova, Jet definitely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We've had a lot of, honestly, speaking about Jet, that's a great topic, is the last few weeks in the Esports Tower, these Jets have been going crazy. I think every Jet and every team has been essentially top fragging and playing out of their minds, so
yeah, that's true.
I'd love to just see if that continues. Obviously, when Jets are popping off, it's very fun to watch.
I feel like Reyna is a must-choose on this map, at least for one team. Almost every time, Reyna, people love playing Reyna on this map.
Yep.
So we see a Reyna and a Jet on one side, giving a very attack feel from the Infernos, which now might be their time to shine with that.
Classics will say kind of earlier, the pistol round, they're kind of hard forcing this A, thinking that, we're going to go 5-man in and see if we can take everything. Reyna does get the overheal for a little bit of time. Prestige just get a flank from Generator to Hidden. And it's good to see a 4v3 here. Some pretty clean take on the site, honestly.
Yeah, they've kind of got him backed up in there, and we don't see a real flank attempt anymore. So it's a pretty clean, line up, and Spike is already down.
Absolutely. We're kind of seeing this post-plant play, too, in terms of, okay, 1-for-1 there. Prestige just actually stuck.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
He actually can't get out of this. So if they actually kill everyone but Prestige, they can't really do anything
they can
here.
Just hang out.
At this point, though, I think the wall will actually be close to dying, and they're just kind of playing this post-plant. Really well played by both of them, just not greeting for the kills here, and honestly just playing time. And that's honestly what you want to see out of your team. I think too many times people want to be the hero of, hey, let me get a free kill, stuff like that. We've seen it way too many times. So great first round.
Yeah, it was.
I kind of like that. The full rush, just kind of take sight, play post-plant a lot, because a lot of times I think, like I said, people will take site pretty easily. It'll be like a 5v4. They get one pick, which is huge, and then they'll just be too greedy. They'll go up to heaven. They'll go 1v1s like this or 1v2, and the next thing you know, it's a 4v4, and then it's a 4v3, and you're like, okay, guys, what kind of happened here? We had numbers.
Yeah, it's important to have that mindset change from once you've already taken the map, then you're back on the defense, and you can't keep playing attack because you don't need to take those spawns.
Exactly. You just got to play post-plant. You got to play time.
Yep. And it's good to have that. It was a full push, but it wasn't a dirty push, and they knew when to stop.
Yeah, Infernos do take that round pretty convincingly, and they're going to obviously do the classic Spectre buy and stuff like that. We obviously see Jet with the Marshall has kind of the standard, has set now. And we're going to see him kind of going on to B. Some action there. Solix does get the kill.
Yeah,
and he
snuck one in.
Should be able to get. Oh,
no.
Doesn't check left.
Does not check his angles.
Jake does got his back, though. That was a close one.
Indeed. Low health because of it. Starting to pry all the way in. A little bit too much
great shots by that Evan there. Yeah, and that's a fast round.
Yeah, that really was. There was not a lot of people deep in the site, though, so they kind of took them as they walked in.
Yeah, I kind of like the approach where they kind of went through Marketplace and then, had 3 in Marketplace, and they had 2 actually kind of in a flank/lurk.
Yeah.
One thing I've kind of been seeing a lot and hearing about is basically this lurker where you're kind of having your sentinels on offense play lurk.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of teams, especially like in pro play or even, just in general, they'll send like Killjoys on offense to kind of just lurk around.
Definitely.
And they'll play these big lurk angles where they can kind of set up traps and stuff like that. And so,
especially considering that on the attack, it's nice to have them watching out for flanks because those sentinels can kind of lurk several hallways at once by throwing down a lot of utility. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we'll say, you were talking about Reyna earlier. We do see Reyna a lot on this map. I will say a lot of the kind of recent meta-ish is actually the one duelist and then kind of an initiator to make up with that great shot I hit in there.
Wow. Yeah, they're playing it well around these smokes right here.
And this is Inferno's bonus round from round before, so they're actually going to be kind of, down technical gun power here.
Sure.
3v5, though. They do get plant off, which is huge.
That Evan a little bit trapped here, too, coming on both sides. Decides to push out for it, and angle isolation is just not there, so he's taken. Prestige thinking about doing a little bit of spray through the smoke. We can see by the lasers.
Oh, gets one.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
2, the bomb is probably defused. It's a great wall there, honestly, by Sage. But on it, that's not really that bad. I mean, Jake actually ends up going with a Phantom, so I don't think he's too upset about that.
Yeah, that's one of the things that you have to be careful of when you try to go for the strat of planting the bomb and then leaving the site to force them to search out more area before they can defuse, because they can kind of just push you out, once they've locked down an area, especially with that wall makes it so easy to just say, well, it doesn't really matter where you are because now you can't get back in.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of the strats actually kind of been is like most post-plant kind of teams. Sometimes teams will play really far away with multiple that can stop bomb plant.
Right.
So when you don't have that many tools of stopping bomb, you have to be kind of careful of not going too far.
Wow, they were ready for that one. They know it's a full push. Ooh, going in with the bird does not see a whole lot. A little bit of stop from Marketplace.
Ooh, Prestige got caught on that door there for that dash.
Able to recover from it, though. Starting to try to catch that other one.
Great Killjoy ult coming out, because I think the Hunter's Fury was actually ripped last round when they were retaking. Jet's in the corner here. We're going to see, Orthodox, great shot from Prestige behind. Still 4v3 here for the side Infernos. Ooh, Solix gets a great pick. Oh, gets another one.
Ooh, Slexic doing great back here.
Yeah.
Trying to hunt down that last one, going around the corner here.
Yeah, you got greedy for the last one. Oh, and Hidden's actually going to take 2 down, and this is when, obviously, 2 members are going to start playing a lot defensive pretty quick here.
Yep, because they should have to start.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was an instance of them getting too greedy. They didn't need that last kill. That was set up for an exit frag. He was, Hidden was not pressuring the bomb at all. So they could have just let him have his gun and didn't need to die those people down the hallway. But it's all right. They figured it out. These last 2 were just hanging out.
Yeah, Infernos should be able to take this round to make it about 7-9 here, which starting 8-4, I think going 7-9 is pretty ideal for you in terms of the only round you've lost is the bonus round, which, most times is pretty expected in terms of you're just kind of hoping to get as many kills as possible. Right. And they actually ended up having Jake stayed alive there as a Sova in the end and got a free Phantom. So the one, I guess, the downside to that is he doesn't get a ult charge with the Sova ult being, 8 charges, so that's a big cooldown there. But I'm really liking these kind of attack defense here. Is there anything you kind of want to see more of, or you're kind of liking so far?
Yeah, I like the setup of having a team that's more attack heavy on their build, and then a team that is more defense heavy on their build, so that one takes the half, and you're really fighting for every point when you're on your down half, and then you have an easy day on your other side. I think it just makes a more enjoyable game overall to watch. And we see now that Infernos were down to come in, but now they have great momentum as they're on the side that they kind of picked for.
Yeah, and I think the momentum that you were kind of saying there, I think momentum is really huge for attack because we've kind of seen teams, going up on this 3-0, 4-0 start, or even like right now it's like a 3-1, 2-1 kind of start.
Yeah.
And then they kind of get beaten for 2 rounds. The next thing you know, you start second guessing yourself of, oh, was this full on rush not working? Oh, we need to play slow. We need to play default. Even though beforehand they could have been the rushes that were working for them. So
Definitely. Yep.
I think a lot of it sometimes just kind of taking the time and figuring out what is genuinely the problem rather than just kind of hindsight being like, well, we can't rush there.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, and I like how you say that it's more on the attack side, and you don't see as much momentum causing as much issues on defense, just because you should be playing pretty similarly every time. It's more methodical and more solved, should I say, the defense side. You can play cheeky things for sure, but not as much as attack has kind of the ball in their court.
Absolutely, and I think, like you said, also is the Inferno comp is kind of geared towards this attack here, so it's no surprise that maybe it was an 8-4 on the defense there when they do the attack power to kind of get that attack going.
Yeah, I don't think they were worried about that, and an 8-4 isn't bad considering you could end up with 9-3.
Yeah, and 7-9 right now. So, we do see here the Chamber ult actually out here.
Tour de Force taking care of the Owl drone there. Oh no!
Great shot by Delete there.
Excellent, and Prestige looking to take care of that. Knows where he's at. Going to go in. It's a good little crossfire there. One-man crossfire forces Prestige to take this 50-50 right through the gate. If he can stay patient. Oh, he guesses right and takes him out.
We do hear the Empress being basically popped as well. So Solix going on a site here. Solix has been a pretty good Reyna player, so.
Ooh, it's a race to B site. Solix looking to take care of that person around the corner.
And great reset to kind of be safe away from that. I think a lot of Reyna sometimes just going to be really quick on that stuff.
Yeah, really guarding door. And Prestige and Jake are already setting up for the post-plant scenario.
She took a lot of damage, actually, I think, from those shock darts, I believe, because he was full HP going on to site there.
Yeah, we've seen some decent utility usage by the Sova.
Oh, 2 for 1 there. Solix just going to be going crazy from behind there, and Jake at the 2K. And Inferno's up 8-9, and it's looking pretty good for the Infernos overall. I'm pretty sure Droughts had guns there, too.
Yeah, no, that starting with 4 points was actually pretty huge.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think they just kind of... they kind of just stomped him. I think this was a really good pick early on from the Jet, and then Prestige obviously just kind of knew where they were, had great crosshair placement, won that one.
Yeah, and it's a mental game too, because if you know that you have an attack-heavy comp, and you know that you're starting on the defense, which means you're expecting, low point half, then you can walk in and say, okay, this is our half, and we're going to do better. But if you let that kind of demoralize you, I've seen good comps that have a chance to really take it, kind of fall because everyone feels like they need to be the hero and take off on their own. But we've seen decent together kind of plays here where they already set up for a post plant because they trust other people are watching the back gates. They don't need to get hungry for kills. Someone could go plant with their backs turned.
Yeah,
it's been pretty put together here. Even starting from round 1 with that big rush that just cleaned the site out.
I think Infernos are kind of 5-seconding this with the idea of we have guns and they are full saving there. So we're just gonna kind of rush this. Orthodox did a great shot on Prestige there. Hidden gets another one. It's actually a 3v3 here. Jet Knives are up, and then the Astro Wall's coming out. Great Astro Wall here. Really shuts them down.
And if you could sneak someone into Hell to pop out once they're down, yeah, that's pretty big. Looks like they're going to clear back out of sight. I have my beef with that, but I don't know if Sage, I don't know whether or not Sage has her wall now, and I don't think
Sova does have ult though.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's what they're playing for this post plant. I'm pretty sure. They also have, there's the mollies, I think, procced from Zed Evan there, so I think they're just going to have a lot of time stalling here. And you don't want, so you don't want to pop the ult too early. Like I think right now he's just going to hold it.
Right. And space
Obviously,
him really out.
At this point, they can actually slam it. Cruise, they get 1, and just like that was well played by the Infernos there. And just like that, it's 9-9.
Wow.
So from 8-4, 9-9, so... Infernos are feeling pretty good on this attack here, and they're pretty comfortable overall, too. This is well played by Zed Evan, and I think it's Jake, so great job there, just kind of using the ult. And they actually were so low that I think if they actually get hit by any of the Hunter's Fury here besides Sage here, they actually insta-die. So I think that's why I didn't see kind of that first hit.
And I'm seeing this, their wall banging has been on point, being able to trace back from the muzzle. That's just good skill. We do have some technical players on the field here.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest things, especially when Valorant was kind of in that very first phase or even like in beta and stuff, is people were like, you can shoot through almost anything.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, a lot of the time, like, you'll see, like, especially pro play and stuff like that, you'll see a lot of wall shots. And you'll see kills, and you're like, are they hacking or something like that? But it's just because walls, you can just kind of spray through a lot.
Definitely.
And more times than not, you're going to hit somebody.
And once you've put in your hours and you know where the stand points are, you can say, like, 3 bricks over, 4 up. I've seen a lot of cheese vids by, like, VAL VODs that talk about, you know, where to look on your – they're basically lineups at this point, all the wall-bangable walls.
Especially on Ascent, the biggest one we've actually seen for wall bangs is that B site, because you can kind of play that area where you can open the door at. You can just shoot through that entire wall.
Oh,
and, and you know, you've seen that a lot.
Yeah, through the entire
Great shots by Solix here.
That's kind of a little bit slow taking care there, but replies around the corner. They're pushed back in deeper into field, actually. They've been taking the chance to run up the hallway and take a post-plant retake, but looks like they're not even going to go for
Inferno's baited him really hard there, because they actually had Mo and Prestige playing A this entire time here, and this get a free site.
Well done. Oh, that was a little bit scary, but Selexic has been doing well.
Yeah, he's doing a great job with the Reyna here.
No. Ooh, not a good shift there. Walked right into 3 line of fire, but that does give him a lot of information as to who is where. So this post plant is locked down with everybody kind of just running around in mid.
Yeah, we are going to see Zedevan actually playing in kind of that cat area looking through tree, but there was a couple mid here. It looks like Drought could just be saving overall. They probably are just like, you know, maybe we don't have the money to.
Yep, maybe
let's save
for an exit kill there. That Sova looks pretty poised for that.
And then it's probably just like, you know, let's save, play for that. So we're going to see kind of Zedevan just holding mid, and hopefully kind of just ends up having no kills or anything like that. Ooh, Fish great, gets a kill on Zedevan actually, so that's ideal. I'm pretty sure he actually got ult from that as well. So Sage ult is actually now online there, so you get to, you know, pick early. You don't have to worry about it too much. I could definitely see Inferno's kind of playing for this B Killjoy ult again. Killjoy ult is up, and they're obviously full kind of stacking towards B. So I could see them kind of just taking Garage here and then obviously ripping the Killjoy ult here.
Now, do you think those knives won't really come out unless they lose enough rounds to make it eco-wise effective?
I think you should probably be popping him more than not, just because they're 6 cost, and I think just the sheer mobility. Actually, he actually stuck Jet right there, by the way.
Yeah, that was.
But I think knives are just kind of you can probably pop more times than not, just because of mobility and the verticality you get from Jet knives, because they're accurate anytime.
That's fair. That's true. So just as extra pressure, might use that to secure the final point.
Yep. And just like that, they ripped the Killjoy ult. They are now all in sight. They're gonna play post plant now. Solix kind of playing down there. Drought are pretty spread out. Ooh, he is reloading. Ooh, great job by Delete there by kind of peeking that.
Yeah, playing off the sound cues there. Takes another one with the help of his Sova. Ooh, they're closing in, but Jake's ready. Takes 2 back turn. Assisted for the 3rd, and he is ready for this last one.
They do have res by it. I don't think Sage actually has a safe spot to res at.
Especially not considering that everyone's kind of died in that pit there where the spike is at. So 3 here in boats are going to at least keep her behind that wall.
Yeah, and 3 of them are just kind of shooting through that wall, because you can shoot through that, doing a little damage here and there. Yep. Slowly taking damage.
Going for it, but takes at Evan.
And Jake does trade for the 3K.
Well done. Yeah.
Inferno's 11-9.
11-9. Like, talk about momentum.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they have just been, they lost that 1 bonus round, and then now they have not lost rounds since.
Oh, beautiful.
Wow, Delete has 21 kills. Prestige also at 21 kills.
Yeah, Delete and Prestige. Like you were saying earlier, just those Jets are just popping off, taking the in-game lead, and just, carrying the board. It's not to say that the other team members aren't finding utility, but their utility is not in kills. The Jets are really coming out for first bloods.
And Jet's really important, especially in attack, for creating that space to make it so you have to cover 2 angles at once. The biggest thing that Jet offers is you kind of throw your smoke down, dash into it, and it makes it really hard for the enemy team to play. We're see a drone kind of standard here. We're see probably a Reyna flash after. I don't know if they caught the person on the right here. They haven't cleared it yet, actually. They're still there.
Yeah. All right, now it's down.
They're waiting.
Got 2 coming along.
Oh, gets 1.
Ooh, this shock dart.
Hitting gets 2, actually, before going down. Oh, Delete gets another one. 2v2 here. Oh! Okay, 1-on-1. Oh!
That is huge. Well played by Prestige.
And the thing is I'm pretty sure Delete was actually animation locked.
Oh, no.
Because the Jet knives do take a second or 2 to actually pop and be usable. And so I'm pretty sure Prestige just kind of sprayed through and got it down. Great job playing the smoke, kind of playing slow. They had no idea where Prestige was, and then just kind of pops out.
Yeah, let's see if we
great.
can see that one more
I think great eco there by Drought, though, honestly. I think that was pretty ideal. You could have... Yeah, it was just great shots by Prestige, and Prestige, really wanted to get to that grand finals playing against his former team, the Landslide. So,
all right, they're just going for a nice rinse and repeat here, hoping Drought doesn't do anything crazy. So, should probably see. Ooh, going for the slow. They kind of expected it, so we didn't get a chance to get the owl around. They might go for a switch here, especially considering they've already got 1 or 2 posted up at B, or at least 1 going for B and 1 lurking. So this is a huge bait, or a good read by Infernos. They should have sight pretty well on lock before anyone really gets over there. Looks like Jet and Chamber are looking to make this switch, but they're just not in time.
I really enjoy this kind of play style, the Infernos on this attack here, by kind of splitting up and trying to get, because Drought's just instant rotating every time here, and they're really taking advantage of that, of having all 5 rotate to A and then just slowly playing B with the 2 they have over there.
I hope Mo really takes his Chamber.
Yep. Empress popped and Knives popped, so they're going to have 2 ults for the side of Infernos now, and Orthodox get killed into Zed Evan, which is a great start. Oh, Prestige gets a pick on the delete there. Oh. 3v4 here now, actually, in the side of Drought. Another pick from Solix.
Just letting that radar keep scanning, trying to cheese him in.
Cruz gets a pick on to
Last player standing.
Hidden, another pick. 2-on-1 here. Oh, Hidden gets a kill on to Mo, and that's going to win him the round, actually.
Yeah, which is huge, because that gravity well was just a little bit too late, and Infernos were ready to sacrifice everything just to keep people off that spike.
Yeah, I think Drought played that pretty well, too, the 1v2. They both pushed at the same time and made sure it's kind of hard for him to deal with, and ended up just taking the round there.
Yeah, and they had to be pretty responsive to move over there. And I don't think there was a lot that told them they were at B. They just hoped they weren't stalling A, and then just kind of made the rush.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of the time, like I said, that was a great retake from Drought there. Infernos, I think, just got picked off a little too much there. It seems like they were kind of maybe getting a little too greedy with positioning there, and some great gunplay by Drought as well. And now the Infernos are actually at a very disadvantage in terms of ults here. We're going to see 3 ults for the side of Drought with the Dissipate, Hunter's Fury, and the Sage Res. So
yeah, because we had 3 used last round. They really were sacrificing everything to really clean it up there. So.
Yep. And unfortunately, they lost that one.
Yeah,
so
kind of playing on the back foot now.
Yep, and so one round away there. So both teams kind of feeling it here. Okay, we're going to see the Hunter's drone, just kind of the standard that they've been doing on A here. Great wall this time. Actually, an early wall this time. Usually the Sage has kind of been holding that. And
yeah, saving that for later. So it looks like they're pushing them off, knowing that the Chamber's already over there, and they've got some things set up pretty deep.
Chamber ult actually is popped, and he's just holding that B main. And so he actually can sit there, because if you look at his TPs on the map there, he can actually instantly get really close to Heaven there. So he can rotate really fast.
Yeah.
And we're going to see kind of this 2 hover over there, actually 3 hovering towards this B, as Infernos are going to take the site here. It's going to be up to, honestly, just, I think the Jet, right at the beginning, and delete. It's a great op kill.
Oh, a huge entry frag as they start to push in on A.
Oh!
Ooh, Solexic tries to cheese through, but it just does not happen.
Hitting a lot of kills there, and honestly having the Phantom with no trace rounds is huge there.
Oh, takes big damage, takes one, the other one walks right past, so that's another one for the Droughts.
And that's a great counter by Drought there. They were saving the Hunter's Fury for that Killjoy ult, so as soon as Killjoy ult is popped, he instantly pops that Hunter's Fury and gets that done. Great job by Hidden here, just playing the smoke, shooting through, using those kind of tracer rounds as a reference point for people who are using Vandals. Doing a great job there. Delete getting 2 kills as well. Insane. And the Drought are looking pretty good here. I don't know if Infernos actually have the eco, because they have to actually kind of... They can buy a decent amount here, but we're going to see Guardian, we're going to see a Spectre, so they're obviously kind of buying down as this is the final round in between before overtime or a win. So we're kind of see that here. I think
lurking in a slow A. I like the delay on A, and you can already see that it's working as we see like Drought starting to get uneasy, starting to move over, put more people mid.
Close. Oh, look at the flank here.
Yeah, wow, that's deep too. They're not even worried about checking A.
Playing really deep flank here. Zed Evan gets a great shot on the Hidden there using that Guardian.
Oh, they absolutely own the A site now. It is not looking great for Drought. They're going to have to really be able to retake this spot.
Some cheeky little
just sneak that in there.
Here. Prestige still playing mid here. Oh, Delete kind of just had a hunch that they were still there. Great job. They do trade 1 for 1 actually, so Infernos have the number advantage here, 4v5 or 4v3. Hunter's Fury is up too, by the way, for post plant.
Select's kind of caught in the corner here.
Yeah.
Good job pulling them off. Only for a second though. Delete's been doing great with that op. Starting to move further and further in now on site.
Yeah, Zed Evan falls as well. Without getting utility out, I think too.
Mo and Jake just
Lineups.
trying to hold it off.
Oh, we didn't bounce
right
it.
there.
Last player standing.
Ooh, Jake
He does
hit
with the Hunter's
corner.
Fury here,
One enemy remaining.
but he doesn't have time. He's just going to stick it. Oh!
Wow, so close. Still gets
And-
the kill, but dang.
And that's overtime.
Yep.
We saw a 12-9 swing here for the
Switching
Drought. They were
sides.
down 3 rounds
Overtime.
and down, obviously, a lot of momentum. Great just mental strength here from Drought, just clawing back. You know what? This is our last Esports tower for us. Let's make sure that we can bring it back. And that's exactly what they're doing. Delete with 28 kills on top there for the side of Drought. And just doing a fantastic job here. Now we're going to see just
More kills on the way.
a great overtime, hopefully.
Yeah,
So, you know, I think, honestly, the Infernos could be feeling it a little bit since Drought have now come back from, you know, 3-4 round deficit here. So,
Yeah, they've
could be
both had their comeback point now. So I'm looking forward to this overtime.
Absolutely. It's been a great, and this is, I mean, we've only seen it since, like, you know, second half here, so it's been a fantastic game.
Yeah, quality match play. All right, let's get into it. Looks like
Absolutely.
they're really leaning towards A, but the defenders on A are playing deep. So Lexic may even push out for this right here.
Yeah, the Astra one way that you kind of always see. They're probably just going to wait that out here. Prestige is playing a little far up here, so if you get a kill, you can obviously dash back, but at the same time, he can,
He's
you know,
kind of falling to that one way.
Yeah.
I feel like if Delete pushed up, he could have. So
ooh, they get 2 for 1
Spike
there.
Down A.
definitely good call, putting us to 4-3. They kind of are pushing right into sight with only one to defend.
dash on the site
Killjoy
now.
on our way.
Yeah. Jack creating that space. Cruz gets a kill. Oh, Jake, great shot on the fish. Sees out Evan kind of chilling. And,
No.
some great.
Player
Oh my
standing.
gosh. Delete playing from underneath, and it's now 2v1, and Sova actually already has ult back up.
Man, that is crazy.
He's gotten 3 kills plus, I think he's gotten 3 plus ult worm. So, yeah, that'll do it.
Ooh, they've got Mo pinned. This could
He
be a
can
rough
shoot
one.
through here,
Yeah, I
yep.
was going to say that wall is incredibly
Oh,
bangable.
great ult here.
Wow.
Okay, misses that one. But he's 19 HP at this point, so.
Yep, and you just can't take on a full health Jet, and it's Sova that knows where you're coming from at 19 HP
Yeah,
with this
but-
much time on the clock.
And saving doesn't do anything here, so
No, it doesn't.
Mo's got to go for it.
Decides to go through the wall. It's all gunplay now.
Running out of time here, though. If he gets even stopped once, though, the bomb just stops, so. They're doing a great job by the Drought, playing really disciplined. And just like that. It was crazy. This round was, you know, a bumpy ride there. We saw, you know, a 2 for 1 at the very
Switching
beginning with
sides.
Prestige and Solik.
Match point.
And then, you know, they go inside again. They lose another one. So, you know, Drought, or so the Infernos actually had the numbers advantage. And Drought just had an insane retake there and just, or sorry, post-plant, I should say, and just did a great job there. And now it's match point for Drought.
Let's see if they can take it up.
They have a lot of momentum in their way. I think they've been doing a great job. I think Drought have kind of caught up to how Infernos play this attack now and are fully ready for, okay, we can't full rotate everyone right away, especially having that chamber kind of play that 2 at 1 spot with how much you can TP. So.
And holding aggressive as well. They're no
Yeah.
longer holding backside. They're always very forward. We see them a lot more in Garden, a lot more like Solexic was last turn, way right up in it. Prestige ushering the people in to the B main, which looks pretty unprotected here. We've got 2 back in the hallway near spawn, so they should be able to sweep through here pretty quickly as long as the our scouts over at A don't let them know that the place is empty. Jake's starting to see some opposition. They decide to push, like hold off on it a little bit. I don't know if that's a delay, hoping that people will clear out, but we've already got one waiting for him in mid.
Lee got a pick right on the Solix there. That's huge.
Second.
He's a big, you know, entry fragger for this team. So
Definitely. And entry frags with that op are just scary because yep.
Oh, do you actually see the flank here from, I think it's Delete. Yeah.
No.
Or Hidden.
Yep.
Hidden is quite literally hiding, so.
Ooh, might catch Jake with his back turn if he peeks out for it.
And Jake's probably be playing this post plant here, so I think Hidden's just going to, oh, there it is. Yep.
An assassin in the night. Well, now they've got info that they're down there, so no longer hidden, but that was such a free kill.
I'll say, and Infernos are actually getting pinched here by Drought because Hidden has this insane flank. And just like that, the Drought are actually going to take this series and play the, they'll move on to the grand finals and play the landslide. So, honestly, just incredible mental fortitude there.
Yeah.
And, you know, going at it alone can only get you so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. We just saw in the last, you know, game that the Droughts had a phenomenal just, mental fortitude and just teamwork there to end up the game. Esports Tower really takes the time to create teams of well-matched teammates. I'd like to give a shout out to Coach Halter, and if those who haven't watched, haven't checked out Esports Tower clubs, you should. It's a fast track to rank up. And then we can also take a peek at the standings to kind of figure out how they got here. Obviously, the Droughts beat the Floods, the Droughts just beat the Infernos, and now they will meet the Landslides in the grand finals, and this should be a banger. Landslides have yet to win this winner. They did a great job in fall, and Droughts have been the two-time champ here, so they'll be facing off in the grand finals as their final rumble. So anything you kind of want to add before we go to break here?
Not really. I really like that team play, especially hidden right at the end. Really walked away with that round, just having great positioning and trusting the other team would follow up on the backside. A beautiful pinch right inside on the spike.
Absolutely well played by the Drought there. And both teams, honestly, Drought finished that off and will be in the grand finals versus Landslides, which will be right after this break, so do not go anywhere.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant. We are broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. And welcome back into the Esports Tower Winter Rumble Week 4. We are about to head into our first game of the Week 4 Grand Finals. The Drought are looking to pick up a win in their final Rumble while the Landslides look to return to their formal glory. I am your host, Brandon Red Hots Koziancic, and joining me to call all the action today is Greg Olsel Smith. And Greg, I kind of touched on it a little bit, but I think last game we kind of saw that Drought had their own style, and Drought have, particularly in the past, used the same kind of comp agents-wise. What do you think that kind of like is going into this is going to be the factor for attacking versus defense and kind of team styles?
Yeah, I think they'll probably have the same picks, but I mean, even just from early game to late game in the last match, we saw a lot of change in how they had to acclimate to the playstyle of the other team, and I'd like to see how that changes this time. Whether they start off playing true to themselves and then have to kind of change to fight against the landslides, or if they just try to brute force it their own way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we kind of saw some good picks as we saw. We saw the chamber being actually utilized from Drought there and doing a great job of kind of holding that down. And Hidden obviously still playing that Astra, doing a great job there. So love to see kind of this back and forth, and hopefully we can kind of see, obviously we just saw the game on Ascent, so Ascent's cool because we can see a whole new kind of game with that. We can see the bracket here with the landslides, being eruptions to take it on, as well as the Droughts that we just saw the game before this, playing the Infernos. And this is honestly a great grand finals, especially as much as we could ask for, with landslides kind of coming back to glory and the Droughts, their last play. So I think it'd be a great, great 2 games, best of 3 here. I'm really excited to see this.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Absolutely, and I think overall, I'm just really excited to kind of get into this again. Grand finals are always hype because you get that best of 3, so teams kind of get into a different mindset. I think the biggest thing, obviously, is when you play a lot of best of 1s and stuff like that, I think a best of 3 really kind of takes you for a whirl, because when you get that done to that first game, it's not over yet. You got to kind of keep your brain in it to kind of focus up on, hey, we still have another game to go on. It's not over yet,
And we talked about this last game with that just uphill sweep that we saw from both teams, knowing, we're an attack kind of team.
Yeah.
Let's do better on the attack. Let's just take every round we can in the defense and don't be demoralized because of it. Now you have a map of picks. You could say, oh, attack, defense, whatever, but Haven, this is our spot, or Ascent, this is our spot.
Yeah.
So, and that's huge in pro play. And when you start getting up into the best of 3, 5, 7, so it's beyond endurance and beyond team play and understanding the other team. It's comfortability, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I could honestly agree more, because a lot of times, sometimes scrims, you're actually playing those best of 3s, so sometimes you're going to have that little different mentality of like getting back into that. And we can go to Doc's keys of the game here, which is in VAL, you want to flank efficiently, speak and spend and peek wisely, diminish their econ and loot, and dominate angles. This is brought to you by Esports Tower. Scroll report advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. And those Doc's keys, which, always got to be thinking about those during these games, because they are pretty huge in these games especially. We've seen a lot of flanks like we saw, obviously, with Hidden last game, and hopefully we can kind of see that again, because, a lot of these peaks, like lurkers and stuff, make a huge difference in these rounds.
Yeah, we talked about flank stopping, but we never really saw it happen. I feel like that Killjoy could have had more utility on stopping Hidden, or, hanging back towards back of the pack and setting down the turret, not to create space, but to secure space.
Absolutely.
And make sure they don't get followed up on.
And I think, obviously, those flanks have been huge. Like we saw, the Hidden, they had no idea they were even close to being there, and end up getting like 3Ks. The next thing you know, when you're, have both sides to look at, it's really get overwhelmed and stuff like that.
We see very typical picks from this side, except for that Viper. Not something that we saw last turn, but something I love to see.
Yeah, I don't think Viper's too popular on this map, just due to kind of her smoke spots, but I always love just seeing the comfort on these picks. I think Fish and that team kind of realized, hey, honestly, the stage wasn't really working for us, or I wasn't feeling too useful on the stage or my utility. So I'm really comfortable with Viper. Can we play Viper? I think that's what that kind of is, and I think that's honestly very fair, and just kind of give them that comfort.
Sure.
But overall, like you said, I think they're pretty similar. We have the Astra in each team, like usual, with pre-nerf Astra at the moment.
And we see a more defensive, or a more offensive side there with the Reyna and the Jet being followed up by that. Astra is just a must pick. I know you just said it, but I gotta say it again.
Yep, absolutely. And the Viper can obviously offer a lot of utility, I think, for the Drought here. So I think if I think Drought's kind of, I guess, game plan here, it'd probably just be they don't have to worry about going too hard on this offense. They can even be okay with 8-4 here and anything like that, just because their team is really defensive oriented.
Right. All right, that typical smoke right there. They're really pushed back from the one-way, but we see a real split push here. They're kind of fanned out. Maybe a little bit of walking back towards mid or B, mid or A, but mid has already been taken pretty hard by our defenders.
Absolutely, and Cruz is kind of just holding this angle here. Peek here from Vapor and Muffins.
Wow.
Gets one. Ooh.
Takes both.
Yeah, so they actually trade 1 for 2. The Archer started 0 for 2. And they're going to take A site.
Yeah, wow. That's the problem with that fan and trying to be really aggressive in mid is now we actually have Jet hanging back in mid. It unfortunately goes down to Fangzi, but still, and that's the sacrifice for being able to take the entire site without a flank or without an unknown flank. That was pretty beautifully played. Orthodox trying to just hold down this site. I love that hold right there. The Viper, Snakebite, not even worried him.
Kind of holding this long angle as Chambers do, and he's going to peek and actually just dash away there.
Another Snakebite going up. Really set up this spot here. I do like the way the Viper lineup has got that wall both on both defender side doorways.
Absolutely there.
One enemy remaining.
Cruz going to get a shock dart kill actually on Fang there. And it's now, 4v1 in there, and Cruz going to get a 3K to start out with, and which is, you know, great for that Sova to get that ult as fast as possible there, of course.
Yeah, and that was low health, but Drought did walk out with 4 people, so that's nice for utility, and doesn't feed landslides too much. So we're going to start seeing eco difference almost to the feel of a a flawless.
Absolutely, and I think we'll see, classic kind of just Spectres buys and stuff like that. Drought obviously very content with it.
Yep.
I think the biggest thing here, like I said earlier a little bit, is the Drought are pretty okay with defending. I think obviously landsides are more attack oriented.
Right.
So I think both teams are kind of just like, all right, we'll see how many rounds we can get in this first half. We're kind of built for the other half, so not too worried there.
And I don't think we said it yet, but we do hear that Marshall. That Marshall snuck in with Jet, like he usually does.
Yep, so that particular kind of thing now.
Ooh.
Fish gets a kill there. Vapor actually gets a kill onto Orthodox there. So 1 for 1 at the end of the day until he gets another kill onto Froyo.
They absolutely own mid here, and hopefully they'll know to go swing through market because it's pretty undefended. Ooh, make it right through market, and they're already on site being followed here pretty quickly by our defenders, but ooh.
Ooh, Fang gets a kill onto Cruz there. Great job.
Knife out in uncontested territory. That's a no-no. Delete watching the back door here. Very nice. Ooh, almost
hit him.
takes a kill.
Yep. I think it's still really valuable to get a hit there because at that point he's, very low HP.
And that's just pressure in general. All right. Really defended site here. Hidden. Oh, trying to use these smokes, but just peeked by 2. Really caught in the boats back there. It's a little. It's a nice spot to be when people are first walking
and just like that, there's that difference right there. Oh, wow. Landsides actually take this round.
Well done. And bringing us to a 1-1.
And that's huge. I mean, the Drought full bought there. I mean, they bought Spectres and stuff like that, and they're not going to have any money. And Landsides winning an eco round is actually huge there.
Yeah. Drought did not go for the anti-eco. Instead, shot for that bonus round and is now that 1-1 is an eco reset as well.
Yeah, and so I think Landsides can actually kind of full buy here since they saved last round and just take those 2 Spectres and kind of bonus with that, making it so eventually you get close to that operator that most Jets end up looking for.
Right.
So I could definitely see kind of that's in their favor.
We see an Odin on the Sova, and I always love having that. I hope he's really holding down this B here because it could give him a lot of utility if he really rushes through here. So I'd like to see how that goes.
Absolutely. You can just kind of spam through there.
Doesn't look like that aggression is quite there. We see Muffins really pushing up on A, but there's not much talk back to it. Ooh, 1 through Catwalk. Vapor with a great one on Orthodox. Drought now down a player. Pushing ever in. Drought really plays aggressive defense. I mean, they're just heavy on the minimap there.
Yeah, Frey gets a kill onto Hidden there for that mid pick, and it's now a 3v5 here for the side of Landsides, which is pretty, I think,
but
what's going to happen there,
almost corralled them into the spawn here. What a hungry play. Cruz playing for his life here with those shock darts.
Got a little bit of damage, yeah.
Yep. Oh, but he's pressured. They're shooting right through Shiny, and he's got to move back.
Oh, they're actually pushing him out here, and Vapor's actually going to just push out through. And
aerial play is returned, but they take him out anyways, and that brings us to another 4-person win with almost no health down. So another good one by the Landslide. That was so aggressive.
Yeah, and I think it's rightfully so, because Landsides obviously know that the Drought bought before the game, and then the round before, I should say, and so they are actually going to be having an eco round for the next round, and so Landsides can obviously just play really aggressive there because they have that gun difference, they have the Vandals, they have all these guns and stuff like that where you're against classics and stuff like that, so you can play really aggressive there on the defense.
Yeah. Yep.
And we're going to see Vapor, like I said, he actually does have an op now, so he's got to save with that last round by just kind of ecoing with that Spectre given to them by the Drought there, so it's going to be really hard to deal with.
We've seen Muffins kind of hang out here and just do their post, but now it'll really be important as we see a 4-man push right onto that. The one still in mid, uncontested. Looks like they're swinging around to think about that as we see. Ooh.
Orthodox does actually have an op to note. Oh, and Vapor takes down Orthodox in the operator
just
battle.
Like last turn, but this time more important because the op has got to switch hands or be lost. A much more stable hold from the landslides this turn.
Absolutely.
Because if you're that aggressive every single turn, it really gets seen through, and then attack just plays defensive, even though they shouldn't have to because they have the time disadvantage, and they end up taking so much more. So them being able to spring a risky style and then pull it back, that's a good show of toolkit by the landslides.
And Delete's just kind of checking all these angles here, looking, just making sure that no one's flanking so far, or just making sure that they can get a pick or anything like that. So we'll take that. And he's going to be going back to A here. We're going to see a Viper kind of lined up here soon. They actually have 2 ops, I believe. Actually, no, the Drought have 1 because Fish got the operator from Chamber. So
actually walked up into yep, that's right. Well, here it is, a nice delayed push as we're looking for that hold. And then there was definitely a 3-2-1 in the chat there because they all pushed in at once.
Oh, I think
man,
Fish
that
actually
lineup
hit through
was
that.
there.
Yeah.
Ooh. One in hell looking to take this one
pick on
free.
the cruise, yeah.
Delete ready for it. Fish goes to join him. Just waiting for the drop down on that. One more way outside the hallway, so they are waiting to. Ooh, oh, so close. Delete with 7 health is able to survive only by the help of Fish, taking care of that aggressive play into hell. Got our Odin absolutely playing through the floor here, trying to take care of Fish, but it's and it happens. Delete has got to be careful with this one. But we still have a backup. Pryor really can't push onto site here. He just is not ready for it.
And Delete knows he's really low. Oh, does the flank on a Pryor as he's checking hell there. Unfortunately, no one was actually there.
It's so hard to solo push into 2 people with such mobility as a Jet and an Astra off site, because that Astra can put more smokes anywhere, and that Jet can move around so quickly, has a Vandal. That was an uphill battle for Pryor to begin with, but getting that kill onto Fish, that was impressive.
Especially an A site there, because there's so many different options that they can be.
Yeah, lots of little cubbies.
Yeah, there's hell right there. There's generator. There's obviously you're kind of playing off from sight in that kind of A main area.
And unlike forcing from offense to defense, when you're going the other way, there's kind of 3 doorways that they could be coming out of, whether it's garden or left side or right side of the main gate.
Yep.
Well, we see him pushing through mid and a little bit of A here.
Gets a pick on the Vapor actually.
Oh, what an early
knives.
pick with those knives, really bringing their econ in already.
And I like the pop of knives early. Like I think it's a really good idea. I think Delete obviously kind of be just kind of saving up towards that operator.
Yeah, and Delete has the gunplay for that. So
yeah, absolutely. Delete's doing a great job on this Jet here, creating a lot of space. And we're going to see Delete get 3K, gets their Phantom.
Yeah, talk about taking space. Goodness,
absolutely.
Landslides are fighting 2v5 here with almost no damage.
Delete
Never mind.
Taken down.
Ooh. Drought almost secured here, so I can't imagine him using the Viper's
hit. Orthodox gets killed on a Froyo there. This is one of the things that I've kind of talked about in the past a little bit is Chamber being that option of being able to use the operator kind of just like Jet makes it so you can actually have multiple operators on your team and use them. Like, for example, Delete doesn't have to just use the operator here because right now their Chamber is using the operator. So, Jet can kind of continue to create that space and have those knives and go really aggressive with the Phantom and stuff like that. And we just kind of love to see the different options and stuff like that, whereas Orthodox can just keep operating and just kind of get those, those shots.
1 second, peeps. I gotta visit the Astral to
and, Drought doing a great job because, I mean, it can be really tilting to kind of lose that first round, but if there's anything that we've kind of seen tonight especially is that Drought's mental seems to not really waver in the slightest. Like, I think they just kind of play round by round and just figure out what's the best way for them to come back and what they need to do to win rounds.
Yep, and they're okay with fighting that sweep. And I know a lot of times I have trouble, and I've seen other people have trouble with you start playing loose, you start playing quick and dirty, and just trying to get a point, trying to get up, trying to stop the momentum instead of calming down and playing more technically.
Absolutely.
But Drought does well at taking those losses and saying, all right, those are points on the board and those are behind us. We're playing, with the econ that we have now, and let's do it.
Absolutely, and that's just kind of what we're going to do. So we're going to quick pause, I think, right there.
Sounds good. We've got a lot to talk about.
Video and stuff. And So far, I think this is great. I think we've seen both teams kind of. I like how there's different comps and stuff. And one thing I've always liked in the Esports Tower is a lot of the comfort versus competitively viable stuff they've worked on and stuff like that. So we see obviously the Reyna and the Jet difference versus kind of just the one Jet difference, and then having the Viper and then having the Chamber and stuff like that.
Yeah, talking about comfort versus competitively viable. Do you think this Viper has been getting their utility out? Do you think they've been worth the pick?
I mean, they're kind of just doing their job for the most part, right? I mean, they're kind of putting walls down. They can have a Viper's Pit for post-plant option.
Right.
They can have the snake bites and stuff like that. So overall, I think they're doing just fine in terms of, if we look at kind of like their stage performance last game, I think a lot of the time, they can think, at the end of the day, it was more worth it for them to try this Viper out, right?
Yeah. So. And I mean, you can definitely play Viper, and they definitely do play Viper as a very Sentinel-sided controller. So, because you can play the more initiative where you use that wall to kind of cut up turf and move in, but they're using it more to lock down what they already have. So I feel like that's a viable trade.
Yep, and we're see the drone kind of go in and get immediately discovered. Delete gonna just kind of go on to sight behind them.
Oh my goodness!
Vapor with a 4K actually with the judge.
Oh,
Vapor
just fills up the queue. That's crazy, and that's the problem with Landslide's pushing so far forward is that he can just hop over them and then just take them all out from the back. Man, his face was all over the screen. That was wild.
Yeah, I mean Vapor. I think that was kind of a save round for them too. Yeah. He just buys the the judge sits in a corner and they just Drought just all walks towards him. I mean Jet was on site so she couldn't really help or see him and just takes 4 down and then finishes off with the classic kill.
Crazy. Crazy play. I wish I could watch that in so many more slow motion.
Yeah. I mean fantastic play though.
Yeah, brings it up to a 3-3. Round doesn't almost count. Drought has so much util on the board as far as ult goes. Decides to pull that tour de force out. Taking care of one right off the bat.
Oh, Froyo kind of in that mid area.
Yeah, wow, deep in there too. I hope they can catch one. That'd be impressive. Doesn't look like it though. They're starting to get aggressive and might end up in some crosshairs here.
Oh, 2 Sova actually pinged, so they know that 2's mid. They know Froyo's mid, and they got the pick on the hidden, so they know just 1 is mid now.
Looks like Delete and Fangs are looking to move up into that with Fish.
Oh, great shock dart.
Oh my goodness, that tour de force.
Yep. And Cruz gets a kill on the Froyo, so they actually cleared mid now, and Landsides actually just have 2 left versus the 3 left on Droughts with all ults available, with, of course, Chamber ult being popped, so they do have the op available. They're actually split 1-1 here.
Yeah, Landslides, I mean, I'm okay with this straddle position. It makes it difficult, though, if they successfully take one of the sites, but it's nice because they don't know which site they're going to take yet. So now we see that entry utility, so we know that the other Landslide player can rush over to help that Chamber out, but can the Chamber hold his ground from boats until then?
We don't know. Okay, Fang does get 1 kill. Actually, he's going to TP out immediately. That's the Chamber crazy utility that we love to see. That's the teleport.
So nice because that shock dart was absolutely pinning him down.
Oh, Cruz does get him.
Man, but they don't have time to... Oh, that's a good response. I was not ready for Pryor to pull that, but he's doing well. Orthodox looking to set up... Oh, he's absolutely set up here. Doesn't have a lot of options. Kind of just has to wait it out while his location gets revealed. Get into a better position. Be ready to opt this out. Tries to fake that location reveal. Get the tour de force ready. Pryor moving nice and slow here. Ooh, it's just not happening. Orthodox cleans it up to a 3-4.
And just doing a phenomenal job with that kind of utility, just taking it down to the very last couple seconds there, and obviously the Chamber kind of just fills that out. And I will say, Orthodox is definitely a good Chamber player. He was, in the past, a really good Chamber, a Cypher player. He was kind of one of the Cypher players that was playing all the time on Orthodox and stuff like that, had a lot of cool lineups, and I think if you're a Cypher player, I think, Chamber was kind of that character that came out that you really liked. And so we actually cut that. We're obviously seeing the kind of files there, and so we're kind of going to be cutting that. I think we're going to look for the next game, I believe. So I think we might just go to the next game. So overall, I think just kind of some great gameplay here, back and forth here. But I think we're going to go to break. Oh, actually, we're going to go back to the game.
Okay, here it is, back in 3-4. We'll see how long we can keep this up.
Okay, going back to us. Okay, so it's going to kind of reset a couple things here, and then hopefully that can kind of fix and see what goes on here with the files and stuff like that. But overall, great game back and forth.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Orthodox on this Chamber. He did a great job. I can play that like defense area where it's like a 3v2, I think, but only a 1v3 for him. And playing that boat area and then getting that one pick and then instantly TPing out, it makes it so hard to actually punish because then he can wait for his other teammate to come, and then you win that. So
it's difficult to pinch that when it's not like an Omen teleport where you have to be able to move a small area. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think overall it's just kind of great there. And I think we're actually going to break really quick. So I think we might be doing that. Okay, so we're actually going to have to end the broadcast here with these kind of files that we've been given to watch these games that we're watching live, so it's not really going well. So thank you for watching, everyone. It's been a great night, but we will see you later. And this is Red Hot's out and Greg Solsel Smith.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.